Hello, my friends, and welcome back. Thank you very much for being with me again today. Finally, someone in Russia said it. And unfortunately, it is the same guy, Dmitry Medvedev, the former, president of the Russian Federation. And he says, the European Union is Russia's enemy, not partner. Remember, I took offense or issue with the Russians still calling, it was Lavrov, I think, and Putin, still calling the West as partners or the European partners. Those guys want to grab you by the throat. They want to pull a Gaddafi and a Mussolini on you, Putin, and you call them partners? Are you crazy? Call them, use the term that fits the behavior, the act, and that is enemy. Unfortunately, you can't call Germany, France, or Great Britain as friends, or Czech Republic as friends, or Poland, or the Baltic states. These are not your friends. Their actions are not the actions a friend or a partner would do. Are they? If you don't think that's so, put yourself in the place of, in the shoes of Russia, for instance, or in the shoes of the other ones, and see if you would like it. Again, the European Union was not attacked. It was between Russia and Ukraine and the United States of America. That's how the whole thing was, between these three guys. Ukraine is just because these guys used the location. It could have been somewhere else. They didn't care. Al Capone did not care. And the Europeans were dragged in. They didn't have to say shit, but they did. Why? Not because they love freedom, democracy, and love and all that. No, look at their actions, and then you tell me. All right? They were part of bombarding Yugoslavia, weren't they? So that's a crime, isn't it? They invaded Iraq on false pretense. Wasn't that a lie? It was. So again, Afghanistan. What about Libya? So they're not pure whatsoever, those Europeans, okay? Especially Great Britain just jumps immediately. I'm coming. First, why don't you take care of your economy, of your problems in your society, because you, unfortunately, you screwed yourselves. You're politicians, and unfortunately, you'll see. You already see right now some little, how do you call it, a few examples, with what's going on in Israel, and you see the society, how it reacts. And that's not looking good. So let's see what's going on here with this article coming from Russia Today, and it's October the 30th, 2023. European Union now Russia's enemy, Medvedev. I don't think it's now. I mean now, but it didn't start now. It started the moment the European Union imposed the first sanctions against Russia. Enemy. At least that's the way I roll. I don't know how you roll, but hey, if you think that someone like that is still your partner, if he imposes a round of sanctions, then you act like that. I don't act like that. Moscow isn't happy to lose Brussels as a strategic partner. Fuck me, Freddy, again. But must accept this new reality, the former president has said. You never had Brussels as a partner, my friends. That was allowed by Al Capone to cooperate, and now they just pushed Russia out. They come in, and that's it. Russia out as a partner. I'm talking about the resources, the energy. Russia and the European Union are now, and I'm quoting, true enemies rather than neighbors, according to former Russian President Dmitry Medvedev. Writing on social media on Sunday, Medvedev, who serves as deputy chairman of the Russian Security Council, claimed that Brussels has become obsessed with building, and I'm quoting, crazy conspiracy theories and raving about the quote-unquote complete unpredictability of Russia. Again, I disagree with that. I think who's unpredictable? Al Capone. I think that's unpredictable. How? Look at actions, not the words. As a result, the bloc has spent, and I'm quoting, astronomical sums to maintain its security, but has, quote-unquote, lost Russia as a long-term strategic partner. We are not happy about this, but it is a fact, end quote, the former president added. Medvedev accused the European Union of meekly complying with the whims of the US, meaning it has lost the ability to act independently, not only globally, but even in Europe. And I'm quoting, almost all European Union countries stood at attention in front of the United States and Britain and obediently began to carry out their instructions to support the Nazi Kiev regime. And now any instructions in general, Medvedev wrote. Al Capone took over, clearly. He claimed that the European Union has brought itself to the brink of, and I'm quoting, complete degeneration by deciding to become Russia's enemy at the instigation of Al Capone, Washington. At the same time, the former president insisted that the world's great powers will sooner or later agree on how to coexist in the great geopolitical conditions, and that Washington will have no choice but to deal with Russia, China, and the global south. It's true, but the European Union will be just a little plantation of Al Capone. You'll see. European, however, and I'm quoting, will be gone, Medvedev predicted, complaining that the European Union that to a sweet little old woman. Yeah, me. And I'm quoting, she was mercilessly limited in her rights by a fat-faced overseas relative whom she trusted unreservedly. I don't think if she trusted, it was following orders, my friend. Didn't trust. First, he cynically robbed the wealthy old woman, depriving her of many resources of livelihood and sending her millions of poor relatives. Soon, he will simply throw the old woman who has fallen into insanity out onto the cold street, mercilessly slamming the door behind her in her own house. You got Dostoevsky here. One of Russia's closest allies, Belarusian President Lukashenko, stated last week at a meeting with Hungarian Foreign Minister Peter Szijjártó, that he wholeheartedly supports the existence and preservation of the European Union and wants it to be, quote-unquote, strong, resilient, sovereign, and independent, end quote. Lukashenko explained his support did not stem from any particular love for the European Union, but because it is one of the pillars, along with Russia, China, the US, and India, and hold up the planet, and whose downfall would be bad for everyone. Well, I agree with that, but you can look at how the United States made the European Union. Big countries shoot themselves in the foot economically. Germany, the most industrialized country in the European Union, its industry is going to get destroyed. Scholz is running around the world to beg for energy, for gas and all that, because they stopped buying the Russian gas because somehow that's bad. They support Putin's war machine. I heard a war machine. First time I think when I heard that it was Saddam's war machine. And I was a young adult then, if I remember. And I was like, how can Saddam have a war machine? I mean, Jesus Christ. And he didn't have a war machine. The next time I heard Milosevic, Slobodan Milosevic, the president of Yugoslavia, he had a war machine. I was like, shit, that's all old Soviet weapons. What are you talking about? War machine. Now I hear this guy, the war machine of Putin. Yes, Putin has a war machine. That's true. But you think you're going to affect it with what? Cutting the oil and gas? You screwed yourself. The market is over there. The demand is there. And Al Capone does not own the world yet. Does not own it. Doesn't have the full hegemony. Therefore, this guy says, stop. We're going to get oil or gas from somewhere else. United States said, we're going to give you 4 times the price. Yes, we'll take it. Thank you very much for helping us. And then what? They went to Africa and other countries. Hey, can we give us some? Can you give us some? And they went to the producers. And the producers, yeah, we're going to give you some. And then they gave them some, taken from other countries. And guess what those countries do? What did they do? They go and ask Russia. So what you don't buy from Russia and you take it from other countries, Russia provides over there. So just a switch of market. That's all what it is. And the problem is you The European Union are the suckers. Why? Because you're going to buy it three to four times the price that you bought from Russians. So you screw yourself big time. And in time will show. You will depend on other countries' economies and industries. That means you're not going to produce shit. You're just going to be consumers. That means whomever wants to screw you, you're going to say, we're not going to sell you shit. Eat grass. Go and graze. That's what you're going to do. Heat your house with what? As Putin said, with wood? You still have to come to Siberia to get the wood. What are you talking about? So the European Union got screwed the hardest. And the Ukrainians. The Ukrainian nation. Not Zelensky and the guys. No, the Ukrainian nation. Ukrainian nation first, and then the European Union. But these guys did not have to screw themselves. But hey, when Al Capone said, you owe me, I don't know exactly what, but you owe me. The weasels of the European Union said, yes, we're going to do how deep you want me to take it, how deep I want, whenever I want, and however I want. That's the reality, my friends. And you're going to see how European Union will become poorer and poorer and poorer. And things will become more expensive, and more expensive. Why? Energy. Transport is based on certain kind of energy. Not on wind and fucking solar energy. You'll see. How do you get that one? If you get that at the 3 to 4 times the prices for products moving around or producing is going to increase. And who's going to pay? You. Do you think your incomes are going to be proportionate with the increase of prices? No, it's going to be like this. That's the way it's going to be. The price, your income. That's it. Like it's been since 1970s, I think. All right, my friends. All right, good job. Yeah, you became the enemy. And you became the enemy because some people wanted you to become the enemy, and the people that you voted for decided that you should become the enemy. Thank them. Anyway, thank you very much for being with me again today. Stay strong, stay smart, look for the truth, and be just.